Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Steven, and I'm coming to you this morning with the message. I just saw a couple of signs that are undeniable. A beautiful young buck with a big spread. I'm not sure how many points he had, but it was impressive. And then as I was driving away and praying on it, talking about in my mind going into different churches and just telling the truth about God as Jesus did. And at that moment, I saw the white rabbit cross my path and go up the hill, just like Neo saw, except mine was a real rabbit, not a tattoo on some girl. And so here I am. This message has been wanting to come out of me for a long time, but I've just been too scared. And I'm leaving the Buddhist temple, the Choling Buddhist temple, dedicated to Guru Rinpoche. I went by there yesterday and I left a gift for Green Tara. That's the cosmic version of Holy Mother Mary. And if you saw the previous video, then you know that I was at Mount Shasta earlier in the day, making a devotion to God on Mount Shasta, and then getting confirmation and blessing from Mother Mary through the caretaker of her garden that was founded by the vision of Mother Mary and built by the vision of Mother Mary 22 years ago. That's what we call synchronicity. That's something that you can't fake. Just like the stag, just like the white rabbit. The stag means I'm following Huma's path, the path of the paladin. That's what I claim to be. I defend the mother, and I spread love and light throughout the land. I meditate, I do Qigong, and I connect with the energy centers of the earth, and that's why I have to move around, because different places need different energies at different time. And when I don't listen, I get blown up by God, because that's the only reason I'm here. Only reason I've been allowed to stay here is not to be a brother, is not to be a father, is not to be a son, is to be a servant of God. And so that's what I'm finally building the will and the courage to do. I've just been, like I said, terrified, and every time I've tried to speak up, it's been nothing but castigation and hatred, just the worst hatred that you can imagine. And so it's taken a while. And for that, I apologize. I wish I'd had more faith and more strength, but here we are. Excuse me. So the truth is that the resurrected Christ comes to us in nature. The mother is beneath us. She gave us birth, and she sprang forth all of life from the energetic essence of the Son, through which the Father comes, all the way back to source creation. He's called different things in different traditions, but basically he's the most beautiful and loving essence of divine being that you can imagine in a male form. For me, the Most High is the mother. She's the container of all life, both domestically and cosmically and spiritually. And so anything masculine, obviously we penetrate feminine, but we also come out of her. And it's the same, as above, so below. And we create from our hearts by what's in our hearts. So most of what we do and say is subconscious or unconscious. And it relates to what Carl Jung had to say about the universal unconscious and logos and things that we do based on unnamed fears and unnamed projections. And so when that happens, the world turns the way it is now, with everybody blaming each other and pointing the finger and just all of the nastiness, just ridiculousness. There's no real provision for solutions to the biggest problems of humanity. And I'm here to tell you our only solution is what the Hebrew call Ruach Elohim, Holy Spirit. You have to kneel down and pray. You have to go outside, and you have to ask for the blessing of God. Show me the truth. Tell me, are you real? What is your message for me? Help me understand. These are things God can work with. Blame, hate, resentment, ugliness, not a chance. They don't exist for God. You have to be at a high enough resonance to experience the divine. Otherwise, you're just a mental projection pretending. And that is one of the ugliest things that you can be. It's terrible. So don't do that anymore. This message isn't about judgment. My mistake has been judging other people just as much as anybody else does. And judge not lest ye be judged yourself. That simple. And so go forth with good forgiveness and forgive people their debts against you, their sins, their trespasses, and they will be forgiven against you. Serve and you will be served. I left the Buddhist temple because I offered service and they were too scared to accept it. They put me out. They made me sleep outside for the night because they were too scared. I told them I was led by their Guru Rinpoche, which I was, and it didn't make a difference to them. One lady it did, Haika, and we'll see what happens with her, but at 1:44 a.m. I was woken up and guided to leave. And so here I go. And from that obedience, I got the signs of the stag and the white rabbit. These are the words of peace. Om tarde tu de soha. Om tarde tu de soha. Om tarde tu de soha. Guess I need to warm my voice up. Om tarde tu de soha. So Om tare, tu tare, ture so ha. That is the mantra that came to me in jail when I prayed for death, and she brought me life. And she led me back to Christ. And all of the subsequent ego deaths, Stephen never could have done this. I had to die to who I was. And even Caleb, the faithful man of God, isn't enough. I have to become the anointed one in truth. Not just with the spirit that's on me. I have to walk and tell the truth. I have to go into places and tell the truth and spirit. Cowards can't make it. It's just the way it is. So all of you for whom this message resonates, you're a Christ too. It's your time. Rise up in Ruach Elohim with the words of peace in your heart. And do great work. I love you. I'll see you soon.